basically helping sell it.
Right.
So yeah, welcome to the Event Industry Facebook Live. Oh my God, people that have just have tuned in or either in the Zoom or Facebook, thank you for your patience. Tech has been so funny. And you think with all these new all these webinars every week, it would be so much easier. But the integration into Facebook has been crazy. Okay. So, yeah, so we've been talking about a couple different things, but let's back up. Let's introduce you, the beautiful, the talented, Miss Chris.
You're so sweet.
Thank you for joining me, today.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Like when you meet people and you're just like, that person's cool. Like, I want to be friends.
That's how I felt when I met you. Yeah, we just jive.
I know. When you were with Bright Rentals, and I had a very challenging event, very crazy kind of endeavors, where you just try to not say no to the client, but there's all these crazy requests, and you were so lovely to work with. And the day of setup was one of that I probably won't forget and probably have PTSD for quite some time. And you were so accommodating and wonderful. So I would love to just work with you on many different fronts. We're and excited that you're at Continental Catering now.
Oh gosh,
love everything you have going on there. But if you want to, I know you have like a pretty in-depth background in the industry. So maybe for folks that don't know you, maybe you want to just give like a synopsis of where you've been in your career and like why you've been drawn to events.
Oh gosh. So my degree is in public relations, and I had a minor in events. Back in the old days, there wasn't even any event certificates or anything like that. So that was as close as I could get to it. When I'm from Kentucky, and I came out here on a Greyhound bus, 56 hours. Then I went to the Goodwill Industries, and I did their events for them for 3 years. And internal and external events for them. Oh, wow. And then I went to Muscular Dystrophy Association. I was there for almost 5 years. We did 115 events a year.
Oh my gosh.
That's like almost one every 3 days. It was insane.
Oh my God.
Every a-thon you could think of, we did it. Kick-a-thon, hop-a-thon, whatever. In golf tournaments, things like that. And then my event rental person was leaving. He wanted to become a sommelier. So he was like, why don't you come? You're going to work a lot less, still a lot, but a lot less. And so I went over, and that was Classic Party Rentals. And I stayed there through various different transitions. I was there 19 and a half years.
Oh my goodness.
And have done every type of event I think you can think of.
You've seen it all.
We went through all the different, 9/11 when that dropped, the 2014 I think was really a tough year. We bounced back, and so we've been through it. I've been through it, and now going to Continental Catering. I'm blessed to be with Denise and Christy and the entire team there. Anyone that knows catering in San Diego knows Continental Catering. Absolutely. They've been around 35 years. Denise is a powerhouse. She's the busiest person I've ever seen. And us event people are busy. I mean, she takes it to another level. So,
that's big a lot. Because especially as entrepreneurs, like,
right? Yeah. So she is amazing. It's like a family. And that's really something that, I'm drawn to, and in being like a family. So Denise has worked really hard to keep us working and to keep the whole team going and safe. So I'm lucky to be there. My title is sales manager. But they have a little thing. Denise is the president of peanut butter, I think. And
is that a thing? Can you?
It's a thing. Yes. And then I'm the dessert devotee. So, because I love desserts. But
I
kind
love
of fun
desserts
things.
too. Yeah, during the economy breakdown in 2008, I took a break from events and went to culinary school, and then specialized in pastry and did like 2 years pastry or in a
What?
culinary school, and 8 months of that was like um, emphasis on baking and stuff. But my favorite thing is peanut butter and chocolate, and I actually like one of my instructors. I remember she's like, "Do you always have to make things with peanut butter and chocolate?" I'm like, yeah, I do. I want to make all the things with peanut butter
All
and
the things,
chocolate. That's
right?
why if there is the queen of peanut butter, that's really a thing, or a council of peanut butter or
He's the
something.
president of peanut butter.
I would like
That's
to
on
be on
her.
that
Yeah,
board, please, if there is an application. I love that. If I need
right.
to taste anything,
She's amazing. All
that's
right, I will keep
amazing.
that in mind on that, Jen, for sure.
Yes. Keep me on the short list. Yeah, so I have been seeing you guys doing these pop-ups. Well, first of all, it started with you guys reaching out and supporting the event industry community and driving around and giving everyone like these amazing care packages of like delicious stuff that had like the world's best salsa. The chicken burrito bowls. Those chips are so good. I don't know what sauce blend is on those chips that are so good.
The chips, I know. I agree with you. I was like, can I get a bag of just these chips?
I know. I did not
And
share
we
those
make
with
them all in
anybody.
our
I ate all
kitchen
of
in
them
La
myself.
Mesa. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got one of the best chef and culinary teams. They're just fantastic. So, and like I said, Denise, when this whole COVID went down, she was most concerned about our event community and wanted to reach out and make sure that we all knew that everybody knew that we were there for them. So I mean, that's like family. It's really sweet of her.
It was such a generous gesture that you guys did. I mean, it was so appreciated, and I think just such a nice, caring, lovely surprise for I know myself and a lot of my colleagues, whether they're like planners or event rental companies or entertainment vendors, like we were all kind of experiencing the same thing like during that week where it was like, oh my gosh, there's no more events for like next month and probably the month after that. And what is this going to look like? And it just kind of started to like spiral of, wow, half this year is going to maybe it definitely not happen, and having to make those difficult calls as a planner to like rental companies or entertainment and be like, the event's canceled, and when it's like a national conference and you're doing like a break, just all those things. And
It so terrifying of a time. And we were glad to just, I mean, she wants to feed people. She's in that. And we wanted to reach out to the community and make sure that our event community knew that we were here for them. And that, and I think it was actually, it was 146 drop-offs that we did to the event
oh my
community.
God.
Yeah. So our entire team, we had masks, we had gloves, we had, we had done a briefing with our chef and the culinary team about all the safe handling of everything. And we had I think just a couple hour window to get our stuff done, to get everything out to everybody. So
you guys figured that out fast, because I saw it just like pop on Instagram, like everybody I knew on this feed and on my Jen Singer events thing, like it was just like Instagram stories and Facebook posts and everything. You guys were quick.
We were grateful for everybody enjoying it, so it's good.
Wow. Well, thank you again. It was amazing treat, all the goodies.
We popped the beer in there. It wasn't Corona, it was red.
that was cute. And
the sense of humor is really cute with her too. She's just very
and from a design perspective, I just like the packaging too. It was all put together really nicely. And I think we all have to kind of think about those things differently now with all this to go stuff. Definitely makes me think about some of my colleagues were talking about nonprofit events, and if there's galas and there's virtual events, like, and there's a food component, what is that going to look like? What are the expectations going to be? if we do a drop and go sort of thing. And I think that attention to detail is going to be critical, and the safety element, absolutely,
Right.
I think for quite some time. But I think there also is, because they're not going to have that, linen cloth, kind of 5-star service, sit down dinner experience, but you want to incorporate a food element. I think the packaging can't be just like your run of the mill, to
Right.
go.
Like you're getting a doggy bag from a restaurant. It can't really look like that.
No,
it,
no.
it needs to look like you are investing in them as they are investing in you.
Yeah, absolutely. So not to get us totally off track.
No,
So obviously Continental Catering has been totally affected by all this, like all of us have. And you guys have been doing some great things to connect with clients like myself and also your vendors. Are there some other things that you guys have been doing that are kind of on the not such forward facing that I have experienced?
The partnership with Julep, which we can talk about, but also some of the things that we've been doing is we've been going out to churches as well as what's it called, retirement homes, assisted living, so many of them, and they kind of springboard from clients that we have where their mother is there, and a lot of they need a little lift, they need something, so we put together a menu, or we've put together something that they can choose from, and do it that way. So we're always trying to go through the clients that we have and give them the experience that they need.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that with churches and the assisted living, and then again with the Julep, which has been really wonderful.
I know. That just looks really cool. And it looks like it's grown. Like there's like a couple, like each week there's like a couple new fun things that are added. So
it's really fun. Yeah. And actually one of the big things that they're tossing around right now is next Tuesday to after the Julep 4 to 6 date night, they're going to do a catering staff reach out. And so all the staffs from the different catering companies in San Diego can come through and get a meal. So so they're working on that right now, and details have not been finalized, but I know that Continental is providing some staff to help with that as well. And our industry is so loving and so caring of people. I know that many of us have been really hit hard. I was on a webinar a couple days ago where people haven't gotten any checks whatsoever, nothing.
Oh, I know.
Returning deposits, money's going out, nothing's coming in.
Yeah. And just a sidebar on that, as like a business owner myself, like, the terrain for like trying to find funding when you're like, oh, wow, I have like 0 revenue coming in for the rest of until I don't know when. So that's kind of scary. One of the successes that I've experienced, and I shared this earlier this week with everybody, is going through PayPal for the PPP program, the Payment Protection Program. So originally, this is like completely off topic, but I'm just going to throw it out there because there are some like entrepreneurs that tune in. So I went through Chase originally, and that's who I bank with for my business. And they still have not told me anything. Like it's like 3 weeks later and there's like still nothing, not approved, just like no, sorry, no information at this time, but we'll keep you posted. There was like an email like, oh, we got more money because of that everything's been refunded. It happened or like the small business fund that they just approved yesterday. So there was an email about that. But I was able to get some funding through going through PayPal. So the PayPal is an entity that if you are a small business owner and you want to apply through PPP, you should go through PayPal. I've applied through both, so now I have the experience of doing both. PayPal was much quicker, and the turnaround was great, and I actually was approved and got funding. My idea was Yeah, I know. Exciting. I mean, it's definitely not replacing my, it's not even set up for that. So yeah, it's definitely some reprieve, because it's really hard to get anything else at this time, or even unemployment that was approved for a lot of independent contractors or small business owners. Like a lot of people haven't got any of that if they've applied. So
Right.
anyhow, taking us on a crazy tangent, because literally that's how I talk sometimes. But if
And
you
I'm the same way.
check out PayPal, even if you've applied, and you're still waiting to hear back because you didn't get funded, I was just, once you get funded or you get approved, then you can either, say you apply to two entities, you can just like not sign that uh loan
Well,
or
that's
whatever.
fantastic. And many of the catering people that I work with, and even just the staff that go out there and they're working on events that normally, I mean, that job is pivotal to them.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of backup. They might be paycheck to paycheck. And being able to try to keep people working, or even just give them a meal, that's something important to people, when they're trying to feed their families. It's a sad situation we're in there, but we're going to make the best of it.
No, absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna get us back on track. We were talking about the julep stuff.
Oh yeah,
You shared a menu with me. I'm gonna post it in the
great.
comment or in the post after the fact. I usually like try to link to anybody we talk about or anything we link to. I set it up so it's going to be an easy Dropbox link. But yeah, it's basically your grab and go menu that people can look at and kind of choose from. So you guys have one today, Friday.
From 4 to 6, and that one's kind of already I talked to the chef just like an hour ago, and they're putting the finishing touches on the stuff they're bringing out tonight.
People
But
can't just show up and like try to get food, right? Like
yeah,
that's not like a
it's
fast
kind of not
casual.
set. We're not a restaurant setting up like that. But if they call ahead, and then the numbers on the information that I gave you,
Okay.
I think we're going to do again on Tuesday. And we've got the appetizers, the entrees, and like I said, some of the things from the chef pantry, you can really look like a superstar with your hubby or whoever you're quarantined with, by getting like the demi glaze or
Oh
some of
yeah.
the, yeah, even the different cheeses that we carry are different than many you'll find in many Albertsons or Ralph's or whatever. So
Plus it's all put together and the food is so amazing.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I mean, if you want to look amazing, or Mother's Day is coming up,
Oh yeah.
so guys can start thinking ahead of that. I was talking about Mother's Day last week too. I guess it's in my forefront. Maybe I should talk to my husband instead of doing all these ideas.
We got to have something to look forward to. We're event people. We
I know.
always have the next, and we always have something we're looking forward to. I got to get to that event. I can't wait to, be with those people, see those flowers, whatever it is. We're always looking forward, and we really haven't got a whole lot that we've been looking forward to. So I
Yeah.
love that you're pivoting and making the virtual events space go.
Yeah, thank you. It's been exciting, and something that was kind of came together rather quickly. I had the conversation just about 2 weeks ago with Jillian, who is amazing, and I love her. And she's like, I have this idea. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's great. Let's do that. I have some experience working with clients, not running any tech. If we learn anything from any of my videos, it's so.
That's why we have people like Armando and everybody at events and at Encore. They're the pros. We leave it to them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna make sure it all like happens all seamlessly. I just don't have an Armando in my home office here right now, or
Right.
it would be perfect. Um,
Don't we all wish we had an Armando at the ready like that?
Seriously, that guy is amazing. And he created that promo video that we shared yesterday, and
So
did
cool.
the voiceover. I mean, it's insane. So with TBD's new warehouse space, they are building out like basically this amazing studio, and you'll have access to all the beauty, wonderful decor stuff that TBD has, plus any branded stuff. So they can fabricate any branded backdrop thing. So if you have a corporate event or even nonprofits that are looking to do stuff, um, I know there's tons of nonprofit organizations that I work with that are really just trying to evaluate at this time, like, do they do their fall galas, and if they do,
Right.
what is that going to look like? Because the one thing that we can't determine at this time is when things are lifted, which they eventually will be. What are the guest count elements going to be? Is it going to be 200 and less, until November or whatever?
Right.
So
What are we looking at in having the max capacity of venues and events? I saw yesterday Ed Kitch was talking about doing spacing of where we normally do 5 feet in between tables. Now we need to make it a much larger space, but we can work with it. That's what we do.
totally. Well, and the other thing that we're going to be doing with Virtual Event Collective is working with clients, and we've already had, even with our launch yesterday, I've had some conversations with clients that want to do totally virtual, or maybe it's a hybrid. So maybe
Right.
you can only have 100 people in that given space because of how you need to spread everything out, but you still want to have other people kind of interact. So maybe you have like a hybrid event. It's
Right.
some virtual, some live too, and that's definitely possible.
And we're open to and we have talked to some fundraisers that they want to move forward. So we've put together some menus, and as you know, our team is able to like quickly enact and get food safely out across San Diego County.
Yes.
So we're able to do things quite quickly and quite safely. I mean, Continental has always been known for doing events that are 2,000, 3,000 people. So there's not a whole lot of caterers that have that niche that can also do, that do things quickly and out the door.
It's such a huge thing, and a great asset to fundraisers or planners or organizations too.
Right.
Because I think we're going to have to really think outside the box here. I think what we realize from the event community is, the clients that we all serve, whether we are, providing their flowers or their entertainment or their food, or their logistics support, is people are going to need to get together in some capacity. A lot of these events are not just like, hey, have a party, just a party. There's plenty of those, which those are really fun too.
Right.
That's great. But a lot of them that I serve are there. It's a party, but there is like a fundamental goal that is, maybe it's about sales or networking, or kind of an element of education and connecting. And so that connection still is going to need to be facilitated to some degree. Like, we can't just do it Zoom to Zoom here. Like, it needs to kind of be more interactive.
Right.
So we need to kind of build out the stage, if you will, to have something more theatrical that people can kind of learn from, or maybe someone's selling a service or a product, or the myriad of reasons why people like host events.
Right. Like with the charities that we're working with, and the like places like the zoo, they have their annual events. They are really they need that funding from those the donations.
Yeah.
So they need that to continue their goals in the community. So we need to figure out a way to serve that need. And we're working on that.
Well, that's awesome. With some event planners, or even I don't know, the industry in general, is there anything you guys have learned so far, like with some of this grab and go, that has just been a great thing, or I don't know, just something to promote for our fellow
Again,
seniors.
I come back to our community all the time. Is like when Julep came up with the idea of having us and Coast and bringing them down to their venue and having this drive-through date. I mean, it's such a great event. It's such a great thought of all of us coming together to make special occasions for people in the climate that we're in. So my hat's off to them that they do that. One of the other things is we've had a photographer, Sage Justice, one of my favorite people, I swear. He is just a doll, and he's come out to do pictures and has donated his time doing that. And everybody's being creative with the way that they're serving the community right now.
Yeah.
So I and even just when you're doing something nice for people, you doing this here with the Facebook Live going out, so helping all of us promote and keep in the front of mind, because we're going to be back. We're going to be back, and
Absolutely.
it's going to be stronger than ever, and we're going to learn some new things in our toolbox. We have new strategies.
Yeah, and one piece of advice, I shared a meme that I saw on Biz Bash this morning that like just completely resonated, and was also something that I talked about with some colleagues earlier this week, was like, yeah, so when we come back, it's gonna be maybe not as crazy as hairdressers, but it's gonna be bananas, because now you're gonna have to work pretty fast, and you're going to have to juggle, because there's going to be changes between even clients events, from like, maybe locations, where they're going to have to keep shifting. And so the communication and the organization is going to be imperative, because once it is go time again, because we will get back to getting people together, and that will become like, we're not gonna, like, that's not going, like, we're not gonna stay in our houses forever and ever and ever.
Can you imagine? And your kids are little. I have teenager and a tween that I never see, so I think I got it easier.
Yeah, we're struggling some days to like keep them entertained, for sure, at like almost 5, going on, I think she thinks she's 15, and then my almost 2-year-old has found her voice, and
that's fun. Yeah. So we are definitely getting out of the house, because I'm not made as a stay-at-home mom. I'm not made to do this homework and all of this stuff. No. We're getting out of the house. We're going to have parties, and we're going to pivot, and we'll have contingencies upon contingencies, but we will make it happen. Definitely.
Yeah, my team and I are working on some resources and like a bundle of tools that you can use once the floodgates open. And for my friends who maybe want to revamp their organization or revamp their operations, tech may not be my thing, but like spreadsheets are totally my jam. And like kidding things in like a super type A orderly fashion is my superpower.
It is, definitely.
So yeah, we're working on some things to kind of share with everybody, that because I think we're all going to need to if hopefully your business is moving forward, and you have clients kind of coming back and ready to reschedule.
We have 4 little brides that are, we've pushed it out 1 month. Now we're pushing it out another month. Some that have gone to next year, not even wanting to deal with the month to month situation. So we'll be back into that, and we'll be able to, the event community. I saw the sweetest thing with a bunch of photographers. They said, if your bride or groom is not, or your couple is not able to do the event or the date that you have, somebody will trade off. They're going back and forth. You do that wedding, I'll do this wedding. We'll trade off. So they're really, everybody in the event community is always very, very, family circus, family centered. And I think that we're shining in that.
We are. As we were talking about when we first started, is that we are used to chaos and trouble and challenges and difficult situations, and we're just rolling with the punches right now.
Absolutely.
Well, every week I do like to do shout outs for another business that is doing great things. And you had mentioned Sage Justice and their photography. Obviously, you guys are doing some collaboration with Coast and Julep. I'll definitely link to them. Is there anybody else that you want to have me link to and give a shout out to?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of good friends because that are caterers as well, and Rachel, I know you're going to be having her on from Giuseppe.
Yeah.
She's doing an amazing job with helping out at UCSD and a lot of the medical places. I know that we've done things for Kaiser and things, so just the entire community is just wonderful. I feel blessed to work and do what we do.
I do too. Yeah, I'm excited to have Rachel join us in 2 weeks. Next week, I'm gonna be chatting with the owners of The Point, the venue in Mission Bay, and one of the things, and I was chatting with them the other day. And they want to kind of point out, and I want to give a shout out to them about people that are looking for an alternative venue, and maybe consider them if you want to do an outdoor on the water. I think we're all going to need to be nimble and share resources because dates are going to get real tight. I know, talking to hotels, my husband's in the hotel industry. When they're able to do events again, the weekend is going to fill up and be insane.
There's
They're going to
so
try
many
to
Saturdays and Fridays and Sundays. We're gonna have to be flexible.
Yeah, exactly. So they might have that date open if people are really want to stay true to 2020. So yeah, just we'll just kind of share resources on venues that are still have availability, but some of our friends that with really well-known locations are probably booking, stacking the deck on Saturdays through the rest of 2020. I know I was advising a client a few weeks ago about a holiday party on a Saturday with a large group, and I was like, you need to sign that. I mean, let's make sure that you can have you can reschedule if things are not permittable for large groups. But yeah, Saturdays are not going to be.
There's only so many.
I know.
But I'm excited. I haven't heard of that venue, so I'm excited. I'm going to tune in for that for sure, because I always like to know about new venues and knowing who's out there.
Yeah, they're great. I'll share some resources. They are in kind of PV Mission Bay area. They're right on the water. They're connected, so you can do outdoor stuff. They also have like a really great indoor facility that's equipped with a lot of AV, so they can be great for a lot of corporate clients. So they can kind of facilitate.
What's the catering situation?
What? Yes.
What's the catering situation? Can you be off-site caterer?
Yes, you could be off-site catering. Yeah.
So wonderful.
I don't know if they have a preferred list, so okay. I don't know.
You get that info for me. I got your back. You got my back, girl.
Yes, if you're not on the list, we're gonna get you on the list. All right, honey. Well, thank you for taking time out of your day. I know that you there's a lot of things going on. We're going to webinars all the time, and I feel like I'm still just as busy. And we're trying to check in on all of our friends and connect and take care of ourselves and do all the things. So I appreciate you coming on and taking some time to chat.
Thanks so much. Thanks for everything you're doing, Jen. Keeping the community informed. You're doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. I miss people. I miss we do this for people and interaction. I miss running around and going to, oh my God, if the next menu tasting I get to go to, I got excited about them before this. I am going to dance my way there. I am going to be so excited to go to a menu tasting. You have no idea. It's gonna be put on my dancing shoes. But yeah, I miss people, and I think so many of us that we know each other are part of great small businesses, and just trying to find ways to support everyone.
Final shout out. I do want to send out to the Refined group that Sue Hare does.
Yes.
Yeah, she's doing another one of those on Monday with Paul Barnett, legendary photographer. He's going to be talking about S corps, things I don't know about, but a lot of LLCs and things that how to structure your company to get the best bang.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I need to I've been in chats with her to have her on the show to talk about all the good stuff that she's
Absolutely
doing.
She's doing a great job as well.
Yeah, I was on the webinar she had on Monday with Jill talking about rebranding and just kind of pivoting right now too. So
fantastic.
One more before we jump off, one thing that we're gonna do on Tuesday, and this is totally selfish, but I thought there's some of my girlfriends and some of my colleagues that want to do this. So on Tuesday, we've been doing this like every other week, talk about it Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, we're going to kind of do things a little different, and we're going to do crafty vision boards because we're going to reimagine 2020.
All right.
Vision board 2.0. So we're going to get on our Pinterest. We're going to get on our Canva. We've got an outline of all the supplies you're going to need. And my friend and my favorite DJ, he's going to DJ some music for us.
Oh my God, I love it.
Like, bring your wine. We're going to have a virtual vision board.
I'm in, girl. Hook me up on that.
Yeah.
By the way, I love the artwork behind you. Is the kids or you?
Oh, it's me.
Love it.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, that was like a previous life where I was like, I'm going to be a painter. I'm like, well, I'm not really as good as I like to paint. So, one of the many of entrepreneur hats I've tried on, or artistic hats, I guess you will. I've tried.
We're all creative in different ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I love Pinterest. We had a bunch of goals for this year, and things have definitely shifted, and that's okay. But yeah, I think it's okay to like maybe revisit and think of like, okay, what's some new goals, health wise, professionally, family, things that this has really kind of forced us all to reimagine what we can really do in some, positive and challenging ways too.
Definitely. So. Thanks again, Jen, for having me.
All right. Thanks, Chris.